Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Strompcast. This is episode, 242 we're on? We're getting up there. We're getting old.
242.
242, baby. They did a news dump after our last show. All the stuff we're going to talk about today is the stuff that dropped literally the next day. Hilarious. We do have a game. We do have one game to cover. A 3-0 win against Guillermo Ochoa and friends.
For real. Jesus Christ.
I'm joined today by my fellow Canuck. It's just the two of us today. My main man, Danny Saldana. Danny, how you doing today?
Feeling good, feeling great. Was gonna make a potential Mexican hardworking joke, but I'm not trying to get canceled actually, so let me not go that route. But my man was working hard. I wish I worked as hard as he does, but I don't. I am here doing this little podcast.
All I want to say is, and good for the league for saying we'll donate for every goal scored 200 trees. Guillermo Ochoa clearly hates the environment because he will not let a goal in.
Facts.
And special hate shout out to I think it was Morenens and whoever the hell they played with a 0-0 draw. They also hate the planet.
I think Morenens just hates themselves and hates
everybody. Whoever Morenens and I forget who they played, hate the environment.
Yeah.
Only 0-0 draw of the whole weekend. Get out of here. But we have a 3-0 comfortable win against Avs to review. Make sure you follow me down below. Follow Danny.
Quickly do this.
Follow Chris as well. Follow Sam. Follow all the boys on Twitter. But most importantly, and that will be down for the duration, check out AT Alvalade on X, Twitter, whatever the hell we're calling it. But we have a 3-0 win to review against Avs as Danny pulls out goal point. Goal point is gospel in these parts if you're new around here.
Shout out.
But we'll go through the starting lineup. Franco Israel in net. Zino de Bast, Usman Diamande, Matheus Reich as the center backs. Fullbacks of Nuno Sanch and Giovanni Canda. Midfield duo of Hulman and Bragança. And then a front three of Trincão, Gyokeres, and Conrad Harder making his first start, but his second appearance for the club. A 10.0 from Gyokeres. Crazy Gyokeres game. And then substitutes of Max Yarujo, Morita, Jenny, Ejgoat, and Fresneda. Danny, I'll let you take it away on this one. A pretty comfortable 3-0 win.
Yeah. You can definitely say that. I mean, we say an excellent 10-point rating from Gyokeres, but low-key, this is kind of like average of his.
This is an average game.
This is an average game from Gyokeres. The fact that he doesn't have a hat trick, I think, would bump him down to an 8 in my eyes. Or that he doesn't have 5 goals, actually.
I'm surprised it was a 10.0 because I feel like he's put in better games and not gotten 10.
Way better.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever, I'm not.
We're not here to argue with the gospel.
I hear goal, but listen, exactly. We just called it gospel. We can't be.
We're not here to argue. We're just, we're allowed to just, the wheels turn.
There's a thing called theology when it comes to scripture. You know what I mean? We can discuss this. This is Sportingology, if you will. Goal pointology.
This is Alvaladology. Strompology, whatever you want to call it.
Strompcastology.
Strompology. Ladies and gents.
But yeah, man. A great game from us. I mean, we didn't put the foot off the pedal for a second, maybe towards the end, but who cares? Like the game was done.
It was gone.
Really. I mean, and with AVS or AVS as they go by now, their goal point of being 0.1, you can really see how very little they did. So much so that even Amorim at the press conference was even saying I think he was asked a question along the lines of do you prefer your players to game manage or go for more? And he said, of course, it depends on the circumstances. But in this case, I wanted more goals. I wanted to go for more because we were just pinning them in their half. They barely did anything on our end. And honestly, if it wasn't for Ochoa, I forget who their keeper was last year. I mean, I don't even know who their keeper was last year. They're in the second division. But whoever their keeper was, puts them to shame. I mean, if not for Ochoa, there's a play towards the end of the second half where Ochoa is basically a defender against Gyokeres.
Yeah.
And Sporting wins a corner because he's defending Gyokeres. Now, literally with his feet. Insane. I'm glad that Ochoa
made 4 or 5 ridiculous saves.
Unreal.
Like
listen,
in the
this was
first half alone, he had like 3 or 4, I think, of those
exactly
saves.
one off the face from Trincão, a game from Trincão. I liked his game. Maybe against a different keeper, he does score, but that first half,
Wow.
especially, up until the goal that from Conrad Harder, and I'll obviously get to him in a second.
Mhm.
I was the first like 15 minutes, I was getting worried that like this is gonna be one of those games where we keep going and keep going and keep going, but the ball doesn't want to enter.
Well, and Chris and I last week even said this was a game that was ripe for them to get goalied. Like even when we were previewing this game, I said it's Ochoa and Net. They could easily just run into a bit of a wall and struggle to score, and for a little while they did.
Yep, exactly. I see Avj. We'll see how their season plays out, of course, but I see Avj like Riwav last year, where Riwav, I don't remember how many draws they had, but they had way too many draws,
They had
and
so many draws.
I can see Avj now taking that from this year, because going forward they don't have much going on. Shout out Paizondo, but they don't have much going on going forward. But and they all they have is Ochoa and Net, and Ochoa can win them a lot of points. But anyways, nonetheless, I was really happy with seeing Conrad Harder playing in the Paulinho role, if you will. Not as technical as Paulinho, obviously, not as
more of a bully, kind of to the level of Gyokeres, though.
We literally have a mini Gyokeres in this kid, which
he's just like, oh no, I'm the captain now. Get out of my way. It was very scary at times if you're if you're opposite.
Exactly. I really liked his game, the 50 so minutes that he played. Still has a lot to grow, don't get me wrong, but the fact that he finished with a goal, got an assist, even though at the time I thought it was Hulmand, but got an assist. Great debut. He hit us with the Sui at home.
Hit us with the Sui.
So it really shows that Ronaldo being linked to Sporting is paying dividends. I don't think this kid comes to Sporting like that if Ronaldo's not coming from our academy. He seems to be like a Ronaldo fanboy with hitting the Sui, or a speed fanboy.
He's actually a speed fanboy. He has no clue who Cristiano
you know what I mean?
Ronaldo
He doesn't know who Ronaldo is.
He's just a big iShow speed subscriber.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I was happy to see. There was a lot of injuries. Pot was out. Edwards was out.
Our bench was kind of scary to look at.
The only reason each guy who got some minutes this game was because look who else is on that bench.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of kids.
It was guys I'm not going to lie. It was guys I had never even heard of at one point. Exactly. I was like, I don't even know who some of you are.
Me too. Because the good kids that we have now, like from our academy, we've pretty much loaned out. You know what I mean? So
a lot of them are loaned out, or they're playing now. They're playing.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like Jenny and or not Jenny, like Kenda and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is like the others, the ones that are just like near the cusp, we're not keeping them to play for the B team for the most part. We're loaning them out, which I agree with. I'm happy with. Right. Shout out to Sugo with a good game this week.
Excellent game from Sugo. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, loved Conrad Harder. I loved Trincão's game. I loved Bragança in the midfield over Murita. I think Bragança should get the nod on Friday as well ahead of him. The Bast was all right. I mean, our defenders didn't really do much, but the Bast was all right. I found Diomande could have got a goal. Matheus Reis, again, didn't have to do much, but I thought Matheus Reis did well, fill in for Inácio. Kenda did his thing. Nuno Santos, a really quick thing on Nuno Santos. Even Amorim said it on the press conference, and I agree with him. Nuno Santos plays like he's worried about starting the next game.
He should.
And
he should be.
No. But I'm saying he shouldn't play like that, though, because the more he plays like that, the more it shows the anxiety that he has, and the more it's going to affect his game. My guy needs to focus in on what's at hand right now. We're playing Avj. Play that to the best of your ability, and everything else will work itself out.
Yeah.
And Nuno Santos hasn't been playing too well, and Maxi, it surprised me because Maxi played more as a winger than he did as a left wing back. I thought maybe Nuno Santos would move more in the forward role, and Maxi would move more as like.
But that could be something they're just planning to over time, because like Nuno Santos didn't start as a wing back. People remember, like he did start as a forward role, so it might be something similar for Maxi as well.
And Amorim mentioned it too. He mentioned that in Uruguay, he's more so of a forward rather than a wing back. But in Toluca, he was more of a wing back rather than a forward, right? So we'll see how that develops. But Nuno Santos, I'm a little worried about him a little bit there. But he'll get his minutes. Don't get me wrong. But he needs to seize the opportunity. He can't worry about the next game. And lastly for me, last thing, I have to talk about our captain. My captain.
My cat, your captain and mine.
Oh, captain, my captain. What's the saying again? I'm forgetting it now. The
John captain, my captain.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Whatever, yeah.
But great game from him. I thought he had 2 assists at one point because I didn't see it come off harder. But nonetheless,
I thought initially he had that 1 assist, but it was harder. But he made up for it later. It's still harder.
But it's not even that. He was the one that won the ball in the midfield that even allowed that play to happen. He won the ball, I think, even leading up to the first goal as well. Or he won the ball, passed it off, got the layback, passed it to Harder for the first goal as well.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, what a gem again. What a gem we have in that. Like, this Nordic trio that we have.
The Nordic boys were cooking.
I feel like it's going to come to a point where we don't give enough love to Hulman, but I have to give him love for this game. I thought he was perfect in the midfield. He's not even just like, he wins the ball back. Don't get me wrong. He's not simply just a ball winning midfielder. He's not just a destroyer. He's not just good on the ball and good at passing the ball. He's everything. And I know maybe I might be exaggerating because it is against Avs, but I'm also taking into account like all his games so far this season against Lille, against others, against Porto. I mean, right, a little shocked that he was captain, but rightfully so being captain. Like, what a leader!
Well, even last year, like we were, as the season progressed, like we were talking, like this guy behaves very much like a captain on the field. Just like his presence, the fact that he's the first one, like, to get stuck in any kind of tussles or rabble rousing or whatever you want to call it. Just seemed like such a natural leader. We said last year, like, it wouldn't shock me if this guy is a future captain, or at least gets named like as a alternate captain, assistant captain, whatever. So a little bit of a surprise they went with him for the captain, but like no one was mad. Like, I don't know one person that was upset.
That was mad about the decision.
Everybody was like 100%. A little surprised because we thought maybe they'd go another direction, like Ignacio. But everybody,
like the more so length of time at the club, you know.
Yeah, but I think the unanimous decision was no. Like, he's already ingrained himself and proven himself very quickly, and he seems like obviously very well liked by his teammates, which I think goes a long way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to add a whole heck of a lot to this game. Ochoa was just insane. I felt like we were going to get goalie by him this game. We kind of did.
How old is he, by the way? He's 38, no? 38, 39?
Yeah, he's 38. He's getting insane, up there.
Bro. I know keepers go on for a long time, but that's
most keepers go on for most keepers tend to go on a little longer than your average.
Yeah, they do, for sure. But I mean,
especially like modern day, like most keepers go to late 30s, even some early 40s, like we've seen. Whereas most players are done by like 35, unless you're like Messi or Ronaldo, like superhumans at like 38 and 41 or whatever the hell.
Adon was cooked at 34.
Yeah, but Barcelona wants him now, so it's fine.
No, they just signed. They just signed
that. They just signed a real goalie, not him.
I forgot. I didn't even know Szczesny retired, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Well, when I saw that, I was like, man, it's desperate times when. But yeah, nothing to really add to this game. I thought Gyokeres was just a monster the entirety of this game. It was really nice to see Harder get a goal. He had a wonderful game. Even though it wasn't a full 90, like, he was phenomenal. And like we said earlier, just kind of a bully, kind of like Gyokeres. And I remember seeing, like, I've been on Reddit and Twitter and stuff, and there's like people like going, "Oh my god, don't tell me there's 2 of them now." Like, we already can't stand the fact that Gyokeres is here, just having his way with everybody. Good God Almighty, help us if there's 2 of these people now. That could, because that was the kind of vibe. I see people like I see Benfica and Porto fans, understandably, like, we're on our knees begging for someone to trigger that release clause for Victor. But like, man,
Next year only, hopefully.
Next year only.
I don't think it'll happen in January.
I think even Varandas knows it would be political suicide for him to sell him mid-season. At this point, I think
if they hit the clause, like we don't really have much to say.
Yeah, but I think
Matheus Nunes, for example, right? So
that's true, but I think right now they are gonna very much, especially as they're probably gonna be in the title chase, probably in for at least a couple trophies. Who knows? Yeah. Like, I think it would just be suicidal for them to try to like willingly let him go in January. And I think for him, he's happy to continue on for the season and just continue proving people wrong and saying, look what you could have had like a year ago. Look what you could have had 2 years ago. Now it's going to cost you, and I'm going to get paid. Because every goal he scores is just another, 50,000, 100,000 added to the transfer fee at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another, like, fuck you, pay me moment for him.
Facts.
He's already got, 10, 11 goals this season? Like, not including his national team goals. He might, and he's gonna break 40 again if he keeps up. He might break 50 in all comps, which would be insane.
He has 6 appearances, 10. Is this all comps though? This is just in the league. 6 appearances, 10 goals,
and he's got 1 in the Champions League, as well.
League.
So he's got 11 goals
and the Supertaça.
He's got 11 goals in 8 competitive games.
Exactly, 3 assists too.
Yeah, he might break 50 in all comps if they make some runs.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps himself healthy. Oh, and another thing on Gyokeres that even Amorim mentioned, this guy's come back from knee surgery.
You wouldn't know it.
Looking better.
You wouldn't know he had knee surgery in the offseason.
The man, Amorim said something that actually blew my mind when I heard it, and it's like, yeah, you're right. He said that last year you can clearly see compared to what he's doing this year that he was having, or that his knee was really.
His knee was starting to, especially late in the season. You could tell at times when his knee was starting to bother him a bit.
What?
You wouldn't know.
Okay, you can tell it's bothering him, but I could never fathom that it was bothering him this much. That it made him go from here to here. You know what I mean? Like insane.
Yeah, the fact that he was playing with an alleged bob knee for probably a good third of the season,
and still terrorizing the league. And now he's even doing it even more.
He played with a bum knee for probably a third of the season.
Crazy.
And then he went and got surgery. He came back and he looks better than pre-surgery. Right. That's crazy.
I officially have no excuse. On Sunday mornings, I cannot be like, oh, I used to be so much better, but my knee, I can't say that anymore.
No, you can't say that because
I can't say that anymore.
Gyokeres, your trick knee, man. It's your Jouet. It's not. It's you can't use that excuse.
All the mans that said like, yo, I never went pro because I tore my ACL. Dude. That's bullshit, bro.
Yeah, you're full of crap. You just weren't good. you just didn't have it. You didn't have sauce like you thought.
Facts.
What's the thing? Juice is temporary, sauce is permanent. They had juice, they didn't have sauce. You know?
Facts.
And Victor Gyokeres has the sauce.
Sauce.
He's not lost in the sauce, but he's got the sauce.
He's immersed in it.
He's immersed. He's one with the sauce. Go on. You can tell it's Wednesday and we're tired. Nothing else to add this game. We're not adding much analysis at this point, but yeah. Man of the match. I'm gonna give it to Harder just because it was his first start, and I want to not just always give it to Gyokeres, even though he easily could most games.
Facts.
So man of the match, Harder. Very happy with him. No real standouts. Nothing to nitpick this game. No one really did anything to piss me off. That's kind of my in-depth analysis against AVS Football's make-believe Mickey Mouse Club. Because everybody wants you guys to go back down, you fake club.
Facts, especially because you beat a Taça Portugal out of us and you lost it. What the heck? Well, you didn't lose it.
Well, these guys. That was the real option, not these freaking jabronis.
Yeah, true.
Phony jabronis.
True.
Your man of the match as well.
My man of the match. Shout out to Ishgayu. It was really close.
Shout out to Ishgayu. He was cooking, man. If only he got a bit more time.
That 15 minutes, glory.
Felt like 90.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm giving it to Hillman. As much as listen, I don't think I'll ever give one to Gyokeres because it's just so easy because he can easily win.
It's just such a cop out. I feel like at this point, after like a year and a bit,
and Liga Portugal are not even trying. Liga Portugal just straight up give it to him. I feel like every after match interview is Gyokeres at this point.
It's Gyokeres, and then Gyokeres didn't score 2 goals. We got to give it to someone else. Oh crap! Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and shout out to the guy that's always doing the post match interviews. Keep working on your English, King. One day it'll get there. But
he's getting better. He's doing better. You know, good for you. English isn't an easier language to master either.
That's fair.
Like especially with the slang and stuff out there. Like, he's doing all right. He's doing well.
That's fair. I'm being a hater here. My bad.
Shout out to you. Hey, if you speak more than one language, and even if you don't speak another language fluently, hey, you speak 2 languages. That's good on you. There's people that can barely speak one.
Me. But yeah, I'm giving mine to Hillman. I thought he was a machine in the midfield this game.
That's fair. That's a well-deserved man of the match. We move on to predictions, and boy howdy, do we have some movement.
I've been fucking up again.
Everyone except the champ has been messing up.
Except the champ.
So here's where we stand on 6. I've already put my predictions for Estoril. Danny, lacking, sleeping. Sam, sleeping again. Chris and I were kind of on the ball, so we both had a Gyokeres goal. Crazy.
Oh, nice.
He had a 3-1 win. He was very close. And then I had a 2-0 win. Also very close. We only get 2 points apiece.
We didn't even mention it, so let me make a quick mention to it. Yeah. Israel so far, okay, he didn't have a lot of shots that game either, but Israel
2 or 3 clean sheets now, right?
Yeah. And with Thing coming back too, with
Kovacevic, there's going to be a bit of a battle for that number 1, which is okay. I'm happy if both guys are playing well. Yeah. So here's how the top of the table stands.
Second.
You're second with 11 points.
Snoozing, and I'm second.
Snoozing, and you're second. So crazy. Chris and Sam both tied at 10 points apiece. Danny sitting at 11, just 1 point ahead because y'all been slacking. But the reigning and defending champion with an early 8-point lead to start the season at 19 points. You guys have got some ground to make up. You gotta get moving on this stuff. One thing to note, me and Chris did make Champions League predictions last week. We thought the game was this week. It's next week. But I'm keeping my prediction on there. I'm a man of my word. Danny, I'll leave predictions for Estoril to you, though, if you want to make one. What are you feeling for the Estoril game? Match day 7. What's your goal scores? What's your result? Who you got and why?
Estoril haven't been doing well. Yeah, that I remember. Give me 1 second. Let me have a quick.
We've got a good record. We've got a good recent record against Estoril as well.
This is in Estoril as well. Friday.
Yes, this is going to be a quick away to Estoril's not far from Liverpool, obviously.
They're not bad at home. Last 4 I want to. I'm gonna go with. I need to catch up, so I'm gonna go with a 5-0 win.
Ooh, you're going for try to get a lot of scores. I already know.
What I mean? I'm gonna go Gyokeres twice as well. I'm not gonna go harder. I'm hoping Pot will be back by then, so I'm gonna go Pot.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Diomande.
Okay.
For my last one, Bragança, because
that's a good one. Bragança's usually Bragança's usually good for a goal every so often. So that's a fair assessment. Do you also want to make your Champions League prediction for match day 2?
I might as well. Still open. I might as well. I love Chris's prediction. I love Chris's prediction because I was actually thinking that too.
I almost went 1-1. I mean, we always reserve the right to change this up until 5 minutes before kickoff. But who are you thinking? What are you feeling? Who's got your eyes?
I'm gonna go with a. You know what? I'm gonna go with a win. I'm gonna copy you and go with a 2-1 win though. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I mean, how can you not go Gyokeres in this? And
I assume you will pick a different score, though.
No, I'm going to go Hillman just in case. Because no, I'm kidding. I'm going to go Trincão. I'm going to go Trincão.
Trincão. Interesting. All right. So Sam's the only one who will need to make his prediction for that.
Mm-hmm.
That is predictions. We also now know that we will be playing Portimonense in the Taça de Portugal third round. A tougher draw early on than we've had the last couple seasons, but not mad. We have a good record against Portimonense, so not upset about that. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, we know we also have Nacional in the Taça de Liga coming up soon.
Nervous about that one.
It's Taça de Liga.
It's the only game I'm nervous about.
That's the only game you're nervous about. He's not nervous about Manchester City. You know who he's worried about? Nacional de Madeira.
Facts.
Beauty. Danny, they dumped a lot of news the day after Chris and I filmed. So where do you want to start? We've got a lot of options to go with. I think we should start with. Let's start with the new Alvalade. I think that's, as you just probably what I was going to say. This looks so nice. This looks phenomenal.
They announced, it wasn't that long ago that they did announce that they were getting rid of the Fosu. They just never mentioned with what.
They made an announcement saying this is what we want to do, but this was an announcement of here's what it's roughly going to look like now. Yeah. This was like the like official unveiling of okay, now we actually have like before it was we have concepts of a plan, but now they actually we got, not only do we have a plan, like we're cooking. Like we're making maneuvers, and this looks phenomenal. It just looks look at that, no moat, looks amazing.
Yeah, they're adding 10,000 seats to the stadium.
Is it that high?
Yeah, wow. I just watched.
I know without the screens that would add like a few hundred each that they moved in the corner.
At least in the video, they just released a 2-minute video today, and it was like we're adding another 10,000 seats. They're adding a walkout section for the players to come in. They're as this picture shows here, they're doing
I was gonna say, if you go to the next picture, I love the it's kind of, we talked about it before the show, it's kind of like Americanizing it a little bit. But it's stuff that if you want to be a modern club, you kind of have to do some of this and cater to the more casual fan and the ritzy fan to an extent. If you go back actually to the first set of pictures, just because something caught my eye of the walkout tunnel, go back one more picture, one more. This reminds me, that section there with the stairs coming up reminds me a lot of the San Siro, which is really cool.
Good show.
Gives me little San Siro vibes. I like that they've so you can see what they'll do is they'll obviously have the moat obviously covered, and then they're gonna have that part not covered, obviously it's gonna be still elevated above technically pitch level, but that'll be where the tunnel comes out, and it'll be nice to have the tunnel symmetrical with the field, not slightly ajar off to the one side. That bothered the hell out of me for some reason. Benches also are gonna be right by the stands, almost English style, which is kind of cool. I like that. But this looks really nice. I am so excited for this. The works are supposed to begin right as soon as the season ends. Most of it, they say, should take about through that summer. A lot of the heavy stuff will be done, and then it's going to be kind of the incidental stuff throughout the next season and in the following off season, which is cool. Yeah. What are you most excited about?
I like it too. I'm obviously conflicted by it, but I understand it because we have to move forward at this point too. A part of me also wants to say the game's truly gone. But
why is the game gone, Danny?
Game's gone because it's catering to the rich, and maybe I'm just a broke fuck, and
we're both broke. We're both broke. We can
facts, and maybe that's where my hate stems from.
Yeah,
but I do like this. I do like it. I mean, we've been preaching on this podcast for a long time now. They need to kind of, I don't know if Americanize is the right word here. But
they need to
modernize. They need to Americanize where the stadium is the hub for these things. If you look to Las Vegas and you look at the Sphere, if you look at a lot of
look at a lot of venues in a lot of the larger sports venues in the States, and even to a lesser extent now England. Yeah, and Madrid Tottenham. And England, Tottenham and Wembley. You look at Madrid and Barcelona's stuff, and even Atletico. Yeah. These are being used not just exclusively for football anymore. They're being used for larger scale events. So like I understand wanting to, and they own the stadium, so it's not like they have to. It's not like in Italy where you have to
They're
share
looking to
mentality.
they
They're looking
don't
to
own
do
it
more.
completely, but they want to buy more of it or buy it entirely.
They need to buy the store, the Alvalade or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like it's ultimately like they're gonna be able to make more money outside of just the club function, like this team events, which is max like what 40-ish games a year, depending on your runs in the cups and stuff. Like it's not, you only have 40 dates out of 100 and out of like 365 days a year. If they can get 10 or 15 more dates than they would before, hell yeah. And this will also give them more opportunities, obviously, to they're going to be hosting one of the venues for the World Cup in several years. So this is obviously kind of in preparation for that. It'll probably give them ability to host maybe like more things like UEFA, maybe another Europa League final or a UEFA Super Cup. I don't know if the capacity will be high enough for them to do a Champions League final, because UEFA's kind of finicky with their capacity stuff for that. They haven't really gone to anything smaller outside of the COVID years when they like went to Porto, because Portugal was the only place that would let them play games with people.
Sort of like the bubble, yeah.
Yeah, like they did the bubble that one year, and then they did the final the next year because Porto was like, "We'll let you host it because we don't care." But yeah, because we're 50,000, so if it goes up, it'll go 60. So maybe they get a Champions League final. Who knows? But it'll give them a chance to make more money outside of just sporting. I'm really excited. It looks cool. I'm trying to go to Portugal next year anyway. So if I can be there and kind of see this in person, that'd be fucking sweet. Because a game at Alvalade's been on my bucket list like my entire life. So to be able to cross that off would be cool. And to be able to cross it off when it doesn't look like a fucking bathroom mosaic tile with all the mishmash colors would be really cool.
I mean, now you have nothing. You don't have to worry about that. Definitely. I mean,
no, definitely not. But now it's gonna like feel like it's really gonna feel like Sporting Stadium. LED lights as well, I think, on the concourse levels as well, which looks kind of cool. So I'm intrigued to see how they do that, because it doesn't really wrap around like your typical stadium, but I still think it's doable. Looks cool. It looks really cool at the end of the day.
It does. And at the end of the day, we're a big club. We need to treat ourselves like a big club. We need to look like a big club if you want to play the part, right? And
you gotta act like it.
So yeah, exactly. So this is a move to the right direction at the end of the day, right? Can't really complain. I can be a little jealous about the rich people, but maybe I just need to work hard.
But you know what too, like all the added seats too, like that should in theory mean it so that the average ticket price really shouldn't go up much, if any, because you're gonna have more of those seats. I mean, it probably will,
because a lot of the seats too are part of
crazy.
like a lot of the seats too. I don't know 100%, but it also feels like it's part of that lounge experience, like that black part, like on the top.
That's like
lounge.
your
that's like the box
VIPs,
seats, the lounge experience. But again, from what I've seen from England, or I think at least of like Wembley is very much like that. Like there's the fan seatings, and then there's like that lounge area where you can get food in the back, sort of thing.
And there is still going to be like in general, there's still going to be more fan seating now than there was before.
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact they're also adding a bunch of these lounge seats, there's still going to be more fan seats, so more opportunities for people to get a game box or just come to a game at whim. It's nice to see them doing kind of these more initiatives to finally modernize. Obviously, I think maybe this would have happened sooner if COVID wasn't a thing. But it's nice to see all these things that have been just kind of talked about for years finally coming to fruition.
Exactly, yeah. And getting rid of the Fosu. Getting rid of the Fosu is a dub. I'm not used to this either.
Anybody who did that, like, you have my vote right off the bat. I don't even care. You have my vote, because that thing, we had a moat for like 20 some years. We didn't once fill that shit with water. We didn't once do something cool with that moat. Fucking crazy. Yeah. What do? We put a net. We put mesh there so the freaking Jubileo wouldn't fucking fall 20 feet and crack their skull up when they're standing on their seats. That's all we did. Like, if you go back and watch like the Jenny game winner from Benfica last year, there's like 3 dudes just fall off the railing, and I'm like, oh god, those dudes are gonna die. But no, they get caught by a net, thankfully, because if that net wasn't there, those dudes are dead. They're going to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Beauty. What next do we want to hit, Danny? They dropped a bunch of news. We could talk about finance if you want. Sporting process and profit.
Go with the finance there. I'm not sure where it is here, at least.
It's somewhere. So Sporting posted a big profit of it was like 12.75, 12.76 for the year. their fiscal year, which is huge. So
I might not have tweeted it.
we might,
But huge
but yeah, we're not gonna add a ton on that. But holy shit, I'm
Let me not stop. Let me not stop on that one. Hold on. I was just trying to get rid of the screen share.
No, yeah, the team made a bunch of money. Obviously, the fact they were league champions was a big factor in that, just because of prize money and revenue. The fact that they were selling, 40K plus most games for tickets, huge money from that. And they also got the boost from some player. They didn't have to make a ton of big player transfers, but a lot of those like smaller to medium ones obviously added up. We may never lose again.
Mashallah.
Mashallah, brother.
Inshallah.
Yeah, they made a lot of money off of player sales last few years. Obviously, like this year, they didn't make like a crazy amount, but they made like smaller sales to medium sales, like a few million here, a few million there. They got some sell-on clauses as well, which was a big help. Million here, another 2 million there. We're not going to complain. The Nike deals, even though we can complain about some of the kits, like they're making money hand over fist. Obviously, Nike stuff just sells. We can attribute that to the CR7 kit. We can attribute that to the Cup Winners' Cup tribute kit, which is now just the away kit.
Since we're on
was
kits,
a really good selling
really
one.
quick as well.
That's what this was segueing into.
Perfect.
So speaking of the Nike deal, apparently the renewal is basically done and dusted. They'll be renewing with Nike. We don't know for how long yet. The idea is that next season they will have 9 kits.
Can I just say? I think Varandas and Co. have heard the murmurs and everything that we're the Arsenal of Portugal, and they decided, let's do what Arsenal does. Let's get a Jamaican kid out here. Let's get one other kid out here.
So I want to know what are your predictions for the kits? So I think we go back to a regular home kit next year.
I just hope the home kit is more green than black. Let me also just say that.
Yes, I think we go back to a more.
I like this kit, but like you said in the past a million times, not as our home.
It's a nice kit. I don't like it as the home. I think we go back to a more traditional home kit. So I think that's a slam dunk. You can take that one to the bank. I think we're gonna get another like Stromp kit of some sort, whether it's a traditional Stromp or a Stromp tribute. I think we should. I imagine we will probably get a CR7 kit. Might sneak in there.
I kind of regret not buying the gold and black one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Speaking of the gold and black, though, my boy went to Portugal real quick. Let me just
get you the
scarf. I forgot to do it in the beginning.
Yeah. Ooh, gold and black. The gold and black. That's pretty sharp. That is sharp.
Shout out to my boy Colombian. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I was trying to get my boy. It's Colombian, massive Chelsea fan to get tickets for Sporting Porto.
We did it.
This has been years in the making of me like corrupting his mind, because when I met him,
slowly
he picked Porto ahead of Sporting back in the day. Fair enough. More Colombians went there back in the day.
Yeah,
my man was rocking that shirt, that scarf earlier. So
hell yeah,
shout out to him. Shout out to him.
So we're thinking home kit, Strom kit, CR7 kit. They're probably going to get like a cup exclusive kit, like a Europe, like Dortmund kind of does. They always get like a European kit. So I imagine we'll get like one, maybe 2 of those.
Low key, what I kind of want, I think we need to start playing into like, so you know how Arsenal play into like their heavy like Jamaican followers.
Yeah, who does Sporting play into? The Brazilians,
the Angolans.
The Ooh,
we have a huge Angolan. Maybe I'm speaking because I have an Angolan girlfriend, but we have a huge Angolan like. So I'm saying, bro, like we might, the red and black mixed with the green and white. I don't know how you
you could have a red in a Sporting kit. I think there might be a riot. I think there might be a riot.
Maybe like Chris would love this idea. The like communist like little thing on the the spade.
Yeah. I think we get an all black NPC kit like we did last year.
Facts.
And probably
I think we get like a different color. Remember back in the day how we had that yellow kit? Yeah. We'll get things like that. We'll get the all black. We'll get the yellow. We'll get the
like an all white. We'll get like a highlighter green. I think we're gonna get like a couple that are basically the same. They're just color swaps.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I said we'll probably get like a couple different goalkeeper kits, obviously, which you just usually. I feel like that might be counted amongst them. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I feel like you get like 5, maybe kits, maybe 6, and you get like 3 to 4 goalie kits because I feel like 9 different kits. Like Napoli did that. Napoli did that a couple years ago, and it was absurd. They had like a Halloween. They had like a Christmas kit. They had like 9. Like that's a lot. But someone will buy all 9. There is a Sporting Geist out there that will buy all 9 of those kits.
I low-key think I'm looking at one.
No, I won't buy all 9.
You might not have it. You might not have all 9 right away, but in the next 10 years,
I'll have like 8 of them or 7
out of
them.
the 9.
I only have like 2 of our Nike kits since we signed.
It's between you and Chris, bro. I'm not great with when it
Chris
comes to
Chris and I are the shirt collectors in the group.
Yeah.
I've got like 7 or 8. I'm trying to think of the ones I have. I have the CR7. I have the Toss of the Toshes from last year. I've got the 2021 kit, the home. I have the old Adidas 90s one for like what you're wearing, but it's just the all green, not the Stromp. I have the 2017 home, the 2017 away with like the highlighter accents. It's like all black with like the lime green monochromatic logo. I got that one. I have the anniversary, the Centenario home. I have the Manuel Fernandes tribute kit because that's just a really cool looking old kit. And I feel like I have one. Oh, and I have the yellow one from when we started with Macaron too. The all yellow with the little green and the little Liao here. I think that's all of them. I might be missing one. But yeah, I got like 8 or 9 like Spartan kits. But I only have like 2 since we've taken over, since like Nike took over. But I'm waiting to see what Nike does now next year in anticipation. Because if they cook, like, brother, I might have to make some poor financial decisions.
I'm just hoping that these 9 kits aren't all like
the same,
like generic. Yeah, like we're not copying just like Atletico Madrid and then some random club in Ukraine and then.
Yeah, like I hope like some of them get like
else, right? Like
a little. You don't need to
uniqueness to it, at least
a little bit of something. Yeah. Give me something.
That's the only thing I hope of, because 9 kits and they're all like I can get the same shit, but just imprint like a different club on it. That would be a little annoying.
Well, it's like that all black kit from last year. It was such an NPC. Like it was just a plain black Nike teamwear kit.
Yeah. But even that, I don't mind so much that, because it's not like I can look at another club with a Nike sponsor that kind of has that, right? But I'm more so hoping that it's like, as much as I don't really like them as they're fans more so as a club, I obviously respect them and like them, and kind of hope they win the league this year, surprisingly. But like Arsenal, for example, I look at Arsenal and I see how they've marketed their club. I'm hoping what this is like the same sort of way. We're marketing our club to. Because right now, I mean, if you're not in Portugal, outside of Portugal, you look at us like Ronaldo's first team, or maybe even now like Gyokeres' team, right?
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that with this marketing ploy, we can maybe even be like, like these British people, like, fam, these Sporting guys, they have a fire kit, fam, like what I mean, like some shit like that. I'm hoping that's what we're like leaning towards.
Like if regular presence in Champions League again, and even if they make like a couple deep runs, would also help. I think this year's their best chance to actually make a run in a long that I've ever felt. Just with the way the teams played, they could actually like get a round or 2 deep.
Listen, let me tell you something that I've been trying to keep in, but I'll say it to the internet now, to the 114 people watching. My football manager right now with Sporting. I'm in my 3rd year, mind you. I'm in next year, to be fair.
Okay.
Champions League final. I promise you, I've not exited any match to like restart. Nothing. I've just been playing. I sold Gyokeres though. I had to.
Yeah.
I have.
I'm gonna say right now, live on the internet. Like if they make, knock on wood, if by some miracle they make a Champions League final this year,
brother.
Number one, we're live streaming that shit. We're watching that. We're doing.
I'm not on the live stream, bro. I'm finding my way in the stadium, bro. I don't give a fuck how much in debt I need to be, bro.
It's supposed to be in Munich this year, right?
I'm there.
Yeah.
If that happens, listen, Richard.
I might have to follow
quarterfinals quarterfinals, I'm finding a way to get the tickets.
You're finding a way. All right.
I just want quarters. I don't care about semis is asking too much. Finals is daydreaming.
Dreamland. That's
Give me a quarterfinal. I will give you my life savings, which isn't much. But it's enough. It's enough. It's enough to get out there, bro. I promise you.
Yeah. If they make the final. If
it won't happen.
We will be like some of us that can't afford to go, we'll be live streaming. We will be there with you in spirit. You may see.
Listen, last time we live streamed didn't end up well for us, so I don't know if we should live stream ever again.
I'm just saying, if they ever in our lifetime win a Champions League, you will see me cry on the internet. I will cry like a fucking bitch.
If they win a quarterfinal, I'm
I'll be there,
bro.
If they ever win a Champions League, I will bawl my eyes out.
You don't need much from me, bro.
Bro, this is like Leafs winning the Stanley Cup. If I got like an obligation that day, I'm gonna say sorry. This takes precedent.
In fact,
I could be sitting there like I could have like a funeral to go to, but like, oh wait a second, they're dead.
My girl's in labor. The baby is being delivered by the nurses, bro. I'm not there, bro. I'm not there. I've only known the youth for like a day, bro. I've known Sparky my whole life. It's like the meme. It's like it's like labor or the champ's like, I don't give a bro. I don't care about politics, man. I'm going to Champions League. No, I'm in labor. It's like, yeah, but like I only know the kid for like a couple hours. I know Arsenal or whatever like my whole life. It's not. It's not meme. It's that.
Yeah, I will have to like put my life on pause for that day and say, look. For these 3 to 5 hours, do not even attempt to contact unless you are dead or dying. Do not contact. I mean, if you're dead, you're gonna be dead after the game. I'll catch you later. You're not waiting for me.
I might see you there, bro.
I might see you there.
Final, I'm seeing you there.
Yeah,
I'm not recovering from that. No matter what happens.
Yeah. So enough hypotheticals because we're getting into
for real. That's not happening. I'll tell you how.
It's not happening right now.
Live stream. I'll live stream my Football Manager. It's against Arsenal, funny enough.
Oh, God. The question is Sporting versus Arsenal in a Champions League final. Who does M10 Media cheer for?
Yeah. Listen,
he's one of the biggest Arsenal stands I know.
So you don't think I'm... how do I share? Oh, it's only tabs. Windows right here.
Windows. You can share your whole screen, too.
FM. All right. You see this?
Wow. Competitions, yeah. Portuguese Cup, semi-final minimum.
Boy, look who I faced.
Who did you have to run through for this to happen?
Oh wait, hold on. So semifinals. I had to beat Man City on pens. Again, I promise you, I don't exit out of Football Manager. If I lose, I lose. I'll show you who won the league last year just to prove it.
Inter.
Look who I faced before Inter.
Oh God.
Madrid.
Jesus
4-2.
Christ. Houseway. Did you guys go to the playoff round or did you get through?
We did. We had to go.
You guys had to play
I'll show you where I finished.
That's nice.
I was just on 10th.
Oh, you were
Look who's at 6th. Look who's at 6th.
Holy. You guys
look at how I slapped the league. Slapped the league.
Holy, by like a double-digit points too.
My only loss, Shavs.
Of course, it had to be Shavs. Of course. But, if it was Maritimu, that would have been so poetic.
And also, look, title holders. So this was last season.
Last season.
By 1 point, bro. I'm not exiting out. I'm not that guy, bro. When it comes to Football Manager, to me is religion, bro. I lose. I take the L, bro.
Not the Claudia kind of cooking in the league, though. Shout out to them.
Facts. Even Casapia, bro. Casapia got what's the guy? The striker. What's his name? Oh, I don't have his on. Mujica.
Oh, Mujica, yeah.
Bro. Cooking, bro.
Crazy.
Anyways, enough about my FM, bro. All I'm saying is FM is more realistic than people make it out.
People want to give it credit for it sometimes.
We might.
I think if they were to go on a run like this, would be a year they could actually get around too deep.
I was gonna say, low-key, I kind of wish we had this team and this mentality and this in the Europa League last year, because then
they would have cooked.
We could have really made a run last year with this team, at least with a whole year of Gyokeres getting harder. No offense to Paulinho. Paulinho cooked last year, but harder seems different. Trincão is like 10 times the player of what he
Yeah.
was last year. Potts like firing on all cylinders. We're really like bringing it to teams.
They look like a wagon this year. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy how
a
good
well-oiled machine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy the way they're
it.
playing. Any last minute? The only other news was sport thing. If you're able to pull it up, fine. They had that the old woman who lost her home in the fire, Maria Elvira or Elvira, which was a really nice thing to see. That was a really nice thing to do.
Yeah.
I thought that was a sweet story. She's like, she saved like a little sport thing, like a couple little sporting things. She goes, couldn't save the house, but I saved my sport thing. I was like, oh,
yeah.
And
me and Richard, since we're both from Aveiro, like the fires like really hit close to home to us last week. Really, my dad's currently in Portugal, and he was telling me he's good, he's fine. He was wearing the mask. He was like,
I would
back in
imagine
COVID because like the smoke out there.
Oh
He
yeah,
was like, oh, a casa meu carro tá cheio de cinzas, like it's full of ash.
Yeah.
But, you know, thankfully they're all fine in Aveiro, but it did really affect them there, and it affected that lady who
a lot of that region in general.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but no, I there's nothing here that I can see here, but shout out to her.
Yeah, that was really cool of the team to do that. That was really super sweet. And me and Chris mentioned last week, shout out to anybody who's there, who's been affected, got friends or family that have been affected. You know, we're thinking of you. You know, that shit always sucks. So, any last minute tidbits, any things that were missing today?
Let me share really quickly our fantasy, and then
yes, we do have a fantasy update.
Over. So still in first, still not able to see
Chris,
right?
Yeah, Chris is fourth. It's so annoying this
super annoying. This is still me. I'm gonna make changes after this pod.
I haven't made any changes. I haven't touched my fantasy.
Bro, I'm not even starting Gyokeres. What?
Crazy. What?
Still in first though. Still in first.
Check the
not by much though.
Check the Twitter league. I want to see how Twitter league's looking.
Yeah, Twitter league. I'm in fourth.
This is long balls.
He's in first.
This is long balls.
Long balls. My fault. 7th.
You're in 7th. Diamonds in the rough is in first.
Damn, shout out to you.
Monster week this week, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Let's go run through the table quick. Looking for that laundry list of names.
Hulman's my balls. That's crazy.
That's crazy. There's two Hakuna Maritas. I think I'm the lower one, which really pisses me off. I'll let you know in a second.
Is this your team?
This is absolutely not my team. This is not my
I seen João Moutinho and I figured it wasn't, bro.
Yeah, absolutely not. We can see most of the table though, which is nice. So that's kind of cool.
Shout out these guys army.
This guy was army, yeah. But yeah, that's where we stand right now for fantasy.
Let me quickly just check out Sam's team here.
Yeah.
Kovacevic, Leilu on the bench, Galenu. Yeah, maybe Galenu for Belmuni.
Obviously, his goalie, obviously having Kovacevic not start the last couple games hurt him, I'm assuming. All right. Belumi's a choice. All right.
Let me show you your team again real quick.
Yeah, we can run through real quick with mine. I have older Richard.
Bingu, shout out Bingu.
Yeah, Pot not playing this week obviously hurt me. Gyokeres is a cheat code anyways.
Moda is a bit. I don't know if you just picked him up.
Or... No, I've had him for a few weeks. I haven't touched his team in a couple weeks.
Fire.
I love my back line's been actually pretty solid the last little while. I had a good week. It's 87 points. I actually had a really good week this week. Really but yeah, Pot not being there, but again, to not starting hurt me. And Rodrigo Pino gave me 0 points basically. So okay, still a good week. I'll take it.
Still a good week. Only other thing to mention really was handball that I know of. Handball, we beat Benfica a few days ago. I think it was like 33-28, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I think we just won today as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I know for the ladies football, they lost 2-1 to Real Madrid in the first leg of Champions League qualifying. 1-1. It sat for a while. They played really well. They were kind of unlucky at the end. But all to play for in the second leg still. They showed they could hang with Real Madrid. That's something. So we take that.
Yeah.
So there's still hope. They still got another game. They still got a return leg.
Yeah. Heartbreaking right at the end though too for the
Yeah,
ladies.
for sure.
But like I was saying, handball we won in Champions League today actually. So shout out to that too.
Nice. Yeah, the
That's all
handball
I
team's
remember though.
been cooking the last little while,
Yeah.
it seems. So
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Saldana, before we sign off?
That's it for me, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in wherever you are. We appreciate the hell out of it. You can follow us down below at AT Alvalade down in the corner there. Make sure you follow us on X/Twitter for all your news and updates when we'll be going live. We'll also be sharing any news and tidbits, stuff like that. You can follow the boys down below. Follow me on X, Richard N7. Follow Sam. Follow Danny and follow Chris as well there on the screen. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week, hopefully with some Champions League review. Hopefully we get some points off of PSV in a tricky game. Thank you. So long and peace. Viva Sporting.